So today's class is a continuation on solving addition equations. And there, once again, is there at the top, you can see isolate the variable. So this first one here is just kind of review. X plus 2.5 equals 23. So remember, when isolating the variable, since this is a plus 2.5, what we want to do is subtract 2.5 from both sides. Whatever we do to one side of the equation, we do to the other. And then since I subtract 2.5 from here, I'm going to subtract 2.5 from here. Now remember, when you get a problem like this, the decimals have to be lined up. So we can think of this as 23.0. We're going to borrow from the 3. We're going to make it a 2. We're going to make the 0 a 10. Don't just drop the number down. Now this happens to work because it was a 5, because 10 minus 5 is 5. Drop the decimal. 2 minus 2 is 0. 2 minus nothing is 2. X equals 20.5. Right? Pretty straightforward there. So I go here to example 2. 19 equals 7 1/8 plus x. Once again, it's about isolating the variable. So here I want to get x by itself. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here and I'm going to subtract 7 1/8. 7 1/8 minus 7 1/8 is nothing. So whatever I do to one side of the equation, I have to do to the other side of the equation. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to subtract 7 1/8. Now I need to remember about borrowing with fractions. There's no fraction with the 19, so I'm going to borrow from the 19. It's going to become an 18. Now I borrowed one whole part. One whole part. So since my denominator is 8, I'm going to think of that as 8 over 8. And I'm going to have 8 over 8 minus 1 over 8, and that's going to equal 7 over 8. Then I'm going to do 18 minus 7. 18 minus 7 is 11. I end up with 11 7/8. So here I'm finding, sure enough, that x equals 11 7 over 8. I go here to my last one. One of the big differences today in your assignment is that you will have negative numbers. Okay, you will have negative numbers. So here we're adding a negative 3. Now, first of all, let's remember, when we add a negative, what are we doing? When we add a negative, we are just subtracting. So what I would do there is get rid of that, replace it with a subtraction sign. Now I have negative 14 equals x minus 3. The rule still remains the same. I have to isolate the variable. So I come over here, negative 14 equals x minus 3. I want to get x by itself. So since this is a negative 3, I'm actually going to be adding 3 to both sides. I do the opposite, okay? It's a negative 3. To get to 0, I want to add 3. So I'm going to add 3. So I come over here, negative 14 plus 3. I got to remember my negative numbers. Negative 14 plus 3 is actually going to equal negative 11. So I end up with x equals negative 11. Have a great day, 6th grade. We'll talk to you later.